Hi Flosstube, it's McCleary, Texstylust. Welcome to my channel. Hi Flosstubies, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you all again. It's been a whole week, which has been kind of crazy. My kids were here. We had a wonderful time. We did a traditional Christmas Eve dinner that we always have, involving potato soup and something we call hot dog wraps. And then we did Christmas morning the next day, even though both of them were a couple days late. We had a great time. It was the first time that I had both my kids at Christmas since pre-pandemic, so it was pretty special. And my granddaughter was here, and it did snow a little bit. It snowed a lot and then it rained, but there was still snow on the ground. So we had a wonderful time. We played lots of games. We ate a lot of food. And it was just great. It was definitely what I needed. So today we're going to announce the winner of the Advent giveaway. I've got all the names here to draw, but I did want to talk about a few things. I got some happy mail, and of course I got some cool things from my kids for Christmas. And I started a new stitch that I'm going to share with you, and then we're finally going to talk about project cards. So I got my act together more or less this morning, and I printed out different variations that I'd like to share with you, and then we'll talk about if those are something you're interested in, how you can order them. So let's start with the goodies, the Christmas goodies. So one of the things that's been on my list since I took up knitting was a yarn swift. And my daughter and granddaughter got me this beautiful rosewood yarn swift. And so now all I need is a ball winder, and I'm going to be good to go. So I'm really, really excited to have this. It's beautiful. It looks great and matches everything in my house. So they gave it to me, but they're like, I don't know what that is. So I had to explain. So I did get that for Christmas. My kids also got me my very favorite old movie, Wuthering Heights. So I will have a copy. I know you can find things online to stream, but sometimes they're not always on the streaming service I have, and I like to have the DVDs handy in case the internet goes out. Anyway, so I got a copy of Wuthering Heights. My son got me a book that I've been wanting for about a year now. I've checked it out so many times from the library. He finally bought me a copy, and it's Year-Round Indoor Salad Gardening, and this is about growing microgreens in your cupboards. It's kind of a cool book. So I'm super excited to get started on that. It's something I want to do. My girls also got me this. If you watched my Instagram, you saw this as well. So sewing because murder is wrong. I got that. And then my son's housemate sent a present along with my son for me, and I thought it was super cute. So it's a Lilo and Stitch, Merry Stitchmas. So I thought it was adorable. So I got that. And I have a lot of other things, but those are the things that I haven't already put away and could get out and grab to share with you. As far as Happy Mail goes, I joined in December the AccuFactum monthly subscription through Willow Cottage. I think they're one of the very few people that import that. So these fabrics are from Germany. Yeah, Willow Cottage Quilt Company. Here is the information. And if you are not familiar with AccuFactum fabrics, I'm going to share a few with you. So this is the December monthly subscription. They're so cool. So what you get is 4 fat quarters. Here is 1 fat quarter. This is, of course, December for Christmas. And I'm really glad that I decided to start with the December instead of January. You can pay a yearly subscription that's a little bit less. In fact, I think you get a month extra for the same cost as if you just did it by month. But if you do it by month and you decide to stop your subscription, for any reason, you can do that. So here is the other one. These are just so pretty. And I don't have specific plans for them. It will probably be bags, project bags, or little bags or something. Just, they're so, so lovely. Willow Cottage also has teamed up with the gal that's in the UK that Sean talks about all the time, that does the embroidery. Oh, and this is the stripe that goes with those. So you can also get a subscription through Willow Cottage, so you're not ordering directly from the UK. I don't know if it's less or more or indifferent, but the Willow Cottage carries a lot of different things. AccuFactum also has ribbons that match their fabrics, and they're just cool. So sorry about the crinkling. Okay, I did want to share with you that I had a start. It's going to be another 1 thread, although I think I'm going to do 2 threads a day since it's quite a large and intense chart. And it's a chart that when I started cross stitching, I had sent some examples of long dog samplers to my son that I thought he would like. And he wrote back and he says, yeah, those are really cool. And then for my birthday, he actually bought me a chart that he really, really liked. So I'm going to stitch that chart for him. I'm going to put the chart up here. It's called the Templar Prophecy. And then while he was here, we picked out linen and silk, and I got started on it. So even though I didn't start on January 1st, I'm still going to track it on my 1 thread a day card, even though I'm going to do 2. So this is 3 days worth of stitching, and I am using a 40 count vintage cedar plank. It's silly, but I don't have a card made up for it yet. And I'm using my hank of Silks for You. It's funny because Lisa Kendra Stitcher was just talking about those. But I have a hank of this beautiful burgundy red. I just love the variegation on that. So my son picked this one out of the different reds that I had. And this one is Silks for You PR067. I went on there looking last night, and there's like a Christmas red that I think I want to get a hank of. And I'd also like to get a hank of black, but they have 3 different blacks, so I need to figure out which one that I really want. But so this is a start. I'll probably be posting updates as I go, both for you guys and for him. And I figured out, after I did a couple days, I kind of did a guesstimate that if I stitch 2 threads every morning or every day, I could possibly get this finished by the end of the year. But that's kind of a guess, because as you saw in the picture, there's some really dense stitching in there. But this combination of linen and silk it's just stitching together so beautifully. You know, when you have those projects where it's just the right linen and the right floss, and it goes really nicely, and that's what this one is. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about? Let's go ahead and do the giveaway. So I had over 130 correct answers emailed to me, and I was going through them and I was reading all the wonderful emails and all the wonderful comments. Thank you so much for the comments. If you hadn't noticed in the last couple days, particularly when my family was here too, I kind of fell down on answering comments, but I did read each and every one, and I at least gave a thumbs up and put a heart there. But as I was reading through the emails where people submitted the list, I just was like, oh, I want to give this away to everybody. This is going to be so hard to pick. So what I did is I put all the names here in the bowl, and I'm just going to draw one out, and that's what we're going to do. So, oops, dropped one. Better put it back in. Here we go. This is so exciting. Gotta get the glasses on. Julie Hanula, you are the winner. So Julie, please email me at texstylust@gmail.com. It'll be down below, and send me your address and I will get the Advent box out to you. Now, there were 3 days at the very end where I didn't put anything in the box, and I'm going to share now what's going to go in the box. And Julie, you'll get to choose which of these that you would like to have in your box. So I'm going to kind of segue over to the project cards because that's the last 3 things that are going in the box. And I'll kind of circle back to that. Okay, so earlier this year, actually pretty early in the year, I started making project cards to track my projects, and I keep the ones that I'm working on by my stitchy chair. I'm not always really good at bringing them out when I'm doing a Flosstube because you'll hear me say, oh gosh, I forgot to bring out the project card, or I didn't get one made. But that's a different problem. I kind of tinkered with what was on the cards and what was working and what wasn't, and this is kind of what I've come up with. So I have cards for my quilting, I have cards for my knitting, I have cards for my hexagon star a day, I have cards for my one red thread, and then I have just basic project cards. So I'm going to share a little bit just to show you what I've used. You've seen these before. This was my one red thread for 2024. There's the card. I print a picture on mine, but that's not something I can do for you because I don't own the rights to the images. But you'll see what I've done is I've left a space on the cards that if you want to copy and print out and paste onto your cards, you can do that. So the way this one works is I put in the weeks, and I put a check mark every day that I stitched on it so I could keep track of my daily stitching on my one red thread. So that's how that worked. And then I usually have a place for notes. I finished that one red thread the first week, October 4th. And so I created a new one red thread. And this time I printed out, I filled in on the computer some of the information and some of the information I wrote. And because this one had 5 stockings, I put pictures of all the stockings, and I knew it was going to be short, and that was me tracking my one red thread for the stockings. Now I have another journal book that these fit into. These are 4x6. I made them that size. I originally started out with something a little bit larger, but the 4x6 is actually a better size to fit in the journal. So I kind of, again, tinkered with them a little bit. Here is what a general project card looks like. Now this one is a little bit different because I have this particular stitch broken down into 12 monthly assignments, so to speak. And so here I have the information. This one's for Real Comfort. I started it on my birthday on the 23rd of October. And then on the back, I have a place for notes, but I have 12 spots to show. I did start and finish them. I just haven't filled up my card. 12 spots for each month to show that I have finished that month's allotment of stitches. So that's how that one works. This is my hexagon star a day. This is the picture of the quilt. I put some information on the front because I'm stitching this with two of my friends, Kimberly and Annie. And I promised them that I'm going to catch up because I'm a little bit behind. But basically, same principle is, here's when we started. We started in on Mother's Day, so the dates on this is a little bit different. This is where I fell down. I need to fill those in. And then on the back, I have some information about when I finished the stars and when I finished the diamonds and when I'm going to have the entire quilt piece together, have it bound and finished in notes. So some of them are just front and back. And that's just for your general stitching or your general project. And then the ones where I've broken it down for a year or for whatever time period it is, those are folded. So those are folded cards, but they're still the same size. So you can see all of these come out the same size. Now I use a variety of parchment. They call it parchment paper. It's not parchment. It's just 65-pound cardstock that is either like a cream or an antique or a gray. I think one of them is kind of a greenish gray. I think one of them is kind of a sort of a hint of blue. But I just use a variety of colors for the cards, but they're all the vintage looking parchment. Okay, so here's what I have to offer if you are interested in purchasing these. Again, I can't put the pictures on them, but I've left places to put pictures for you. And then I have a new one that I'm also going to share of a kind of stitching that I'm planning on doing this coming year. So for 2025, this is the blank one red thread for 2025. It has a place to put the chart title, the designer, the fabric, and the floss. There's a lot of room for the floss, even though typically it's just one color, but you have room there. And then there's a space here to put a picture and a place to put your start and your finish and your fully finish. On the inside, you have an option. You can have it where it has the week. It has the starting day of the week. It starts on a Sunday. You can tell, so today is New Year's Eve, so those last 3 days are blacked out, but you start here. And it goes all the way through December over here. And you just put a little check mark in the box to show that you have completed that days. And then on the back, there is a place for notes. If you wanted to put a big picture, you could actually even put it over on the back. And down there, it just has my business name and my information for Instagram and YouTube. So this is one red thread with dates. And this one is actually printed out on just a plain white cardstock. Here is one red thread, exactly the same, printed on the parchment looking. So here's the difference. You can have it printed on either color. Or if you don't want the dates on there, maybe you want to start not on January 1st, or maybe you want to do more than one red thread, you can get it either paper without dates on it. It just has a space for you to write in the week. Again, it starts on a Sunday, goes through to a Saturday, and that's enough for a year's worth right there. Same thing, notes on the back. So basically, either of these colors with or without dates. Okay, so that's one kind. The next kind is just the plain project card. And these are just front and back. And again, either color, either just white cardstock or the parchment looking, it has a place for the chart title, the designer, the fabric, the floss, lots of room for floss when you start, finish, and fully finish. And then on the back is room for notes. Now this was one of mine. It's rounded. I had considered maybe doing an extra charge for doing the rounded because it takes a lot of time because I have to do them singly. All of these are printed by my machine, but hand cut and designed by me. I think it would just add too much time and cost to do the rounded, but what I will do is I will put a link below to a couple of scrapbooking punches. You can get them at any of the big box stores, Hobby Lobby, Joann, Michaels, whatever. They're not that expensive, and then you can choose if you want to round your corners or not. Okay, so again, just basic project cards. You can get the same basic project cards, same colors. The only difference is on the back, it doesn't have as much place for notes, but you have 12 different lines. So if you want to break up a project into a monthly assignments, then you can track those assignments on the back of the card. So again, either color. Okay. The last one I want to show you, and one of the things that I plan on doing this year is I want to stitch on Christmas every day. Now for me, that could be any project. That can be cross-stitching, can be quilting, could be a craft. I want to do a little bit of Christmas every day. And so I thought about how I would track this. It's not as important to me. I will probably, for cross-stitch projects, I would probably have a separate stitch card that has, the beginning and the end. But I just wanted to have something that showed I could mark off that I did something Christmas craft, Christmas stitch related every day. So this is what I came up with. So this is Christmas Every Day for 2025. Those of you who purchased a Prairie Schooler book from me 2 or 3 years ago, you will recognize this image. This is an image I created back then, and that was on the cover. This actually says McCleary Mercantile. This is from, I think it's from A Christmas Story. I forget if it's Dickens or someone else, but it's just a passage from there, and this is in the back. This one has the image showing there, front and center, and then again on the inside it has the days that you can mark off the days from starting tomorrow all the way through the end of December. And then on the back, it has a place to list all of the Christmas projects that you might have worked on. Again, for me, this book is not about when did I start it, when did I finish it. It was really about what did I work on. So that's the first one. And I thought, well, I'll probably have more projects than this. I don't know. So I made a second one. They could be used together, or you could just get this one. And this is where you have a place to track more projects. And then instead of having the logo be very bright, it's more like a watermark on the front page. So on the front page and on the back, you can list all the projects you might have worked on. And then again, in the middle is where you can track all of your days. What will probably happen for me is I'm going to start out with this one, and then if I need to, I'm going to add this one, and I will just put them together like this. I don't know. Whenever I start something like this, I just never know how it's going to turn out, how it works. I may get to February, March and just ditch it. I don't know, but these are really fun. So these are the Christmas Everyday Project cards. Okay, did I talk about all of them? I think I did. So to give you some information about pricing, so the way I'll do it is like I did last time. If you were interested in these, you can email me at texstylust@gmail.com. Tell me what kind of cards you want. Tell me what paper you want it on. And oh, the other thing I was going to say is on the one red thread, if you're not going to do red, if you want to do green or blue or black or whatever, but you're doing one thread a day, I can change that to a different color for you. That won't be that much of a stretch, but these are all going to be in just black, printed black on paper. The only ones that will have color on paper are these. Okay, so the one red thread and the Christmas every day, whichever one you choose, those are going to be $7 each, and that includes the postage, and that's only in the United States. If you are outside the United States and you really want these, connect with me and we will figure out what the postage is, and then you can decide if you want to pay whatever the standard postage is. These are going to go into a little cellophane bag when I mail them, and then they're going to go into, it won't be this size envelope, but they're going to go in a brown envelope. So I wanted to make this as cost efficient as possible. So I'm going to mail them just in an envelope. They're flat. They shouldn't cost a lot. They will probably only take regular first class postage unless you order a lot. And then again, we can work out what that postage will be. But if, like I said, these are $7 each, but if you want two of them, two for $13.50. And if you were interested in the project cards, the plain ones, like this or this, whichever kind you want, or you can mix and match between the kind that have place for lots of notes are these. These are $2 each, or 8 for $15, or 13, a baker's dozen, for $24. And again, that includes the postage, so it's just that. I can invoice you through PayPal, so when you send me what you want, and you can mix and match all of these, and some of them I might have to adjust the postage a little bit. Send me the email address that belongs to your PayPal, and I will invoice you. And hopefully I will start getting them out within a week. It really just depends on how many orders I get. There's been a lot of people who've been asking for these, so I really don't know what the demand will be. And I'll kind of keep in touch with everybody and keep them in the loop on that. So I hope I answered all of the questions. I'll go through them again real quick. So regular project cards, $2 each, 8 for $15 or 13 for $24, and you can mix or match however many you want with the ones that do the assignment and then just the journal. And then these, the one red thread and the Christmas every day, whichever one. Make sure you tell me whether you want the watermark one or the regular one, and then which paper that you want and whether you want the dates on them or not. Okay, so I hope that is clear and I haven't made a mistake there. And I think that's pretty much all we have today. So I hope that your Christmas was merry, and I'm wishing everyone a happy, healthy, and hopeful 2025. Just wishing you all the best in the coming new year. and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.